A few late tickets are available for the Major if you can make it down to Berlin, or up to Berlin, or maybe sideways to Berlin, depending on where you're from. Then major.starladder.com is the website you need to get yourself some tickets, boy or girl, or the middle bit. You know, got to be all inclusive here. So we're going to be moving on to Inferno. Navi will be starting on the T side for those interested. And here are their statistics for Inferno. Again, we don't have many maps for Navi on any map really in the last 2 months or so. But here are their results. And again, I think MIBR, they're in a rough spot. There's that 4 to 16 we saw from G2 that I referenced earlier. So it was on Inferno, which does not bode well for the likes of MIBR.
Yeah, it's such a classic map that I don't think you can really throw anything crazy that people haven't seen before into the mix. So you're going to have to just out Counter-Strike Na'Vi on this map, which is going to be difficult. We saw that MIBR try to do that on the previous map. And honestly, if it wasn't for some crazy individual displays in a couple key rounds, it would have looked a lot worse, I think, for MIBR. One thing we have to remember, though, that does mitigate what I just said somewhat, is that Na'Vi did win both pistols as well. So, you know what, MIBR, I think there's a pretty decent chance that they can have a very competitive game, but will Navi's quality just consistently edge out for the win? Well, we shall see. MIBR's tournament life is on the line in this one. Both teams are 1-2, and that third loss is the loss that will eject you from this major. And again, it's crazy to think that Liquid are also in this position.
A moment of concentration for MIBR Zeus, thinking about the job he has to do. Wants to do the best he can for his team, which you respect. There's been too many majors with stand-ins. Too many majors, going all the way back to Columbus, where Threat was playing.
Yep.
Too many majors, man. I just want to see the best teams play.
Well, Zeus is
in the best fashion possible.
Has stood in for 2 different teams at majors. As a
do you know? I would like to see a list. I'm curious now how many majors we've had stand-ins in, because this is not what a major should be about. I want to see the best. I want to see the best. Like the teams do the best they can, and that's not going to be with stand-ins, quite frankly.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of. There does need to be a look at how all these rules kind of work, and
in fairness, more
like context should be taken into account.
In fairness, MIBR are always going to have a stand-in with their particular situation, because the player they're presumably picking up was also at the major in a different team. But it's just overall, I mean, obviously NIP had a stand-in as well, and overall it's just too often, it seems. Well, there we go. MIBR will start on the defense. 4 players with Kevlar. Zeus will have the smoke and a defuse kit. We've got the other Zeus for a Na'Vi with a smoke and a flash. And Timple has once again been gifted a P250. He gets more cake than birthdays.
I like the music. Oh. It's like getting some StarCraft vibes. Anyway, we'll see Electronic be the first man in. Will there be any kind of a flash from Zeus for this peak? No, just the raw peaks. Electronic doesn't find the headshot there. That was a close one. Fallen looking for the re-peek. Not going to give this one up. Third lurking by the sandbags. He'll be spotted by Electronic and executed, as will Fallen be. Now just Lucas at the back of the bomb site. Now, this is a fairly common play. Simple's got that P250. He's got that range.
It is rare you see the P250 on Inferno, but again, even then, the Glocks, there's plenty of engagements where you're not necessarily going to get that. You're not going to be close enough to get a one-shot. Flamey will be, though. And there is the last tap for Electronic with the USP. And that's another pistol round taken for Na'Vi. They start off on the right foot. 0-1 on the CT side. Not ideal, not what you want. Let's see if they've got a force buy in them.
Yeah, I feel like this is, really dangerous territory. And I wonder how much practice, how much routine has been developed for MIBR in terms of how they, work their banana control and all the rest of it. It is pretty technical. And, that's something that you have to be able to do at this level. You have to have every tool in your tool bag. You can't be without any of the basics that are expected at the elite level, the top 8 level. And Na'Vi certainly have those tools in their tool bag, so Zeus down to 10. Oh dear, this is kind of rough for Zeus because he can't really peek. That was his job, is to peek close, but at least Simple has things under control with the AK. Nice precision from him.
Na'Vi will not want to fail again. in a round such as this, like we saw in Mirage. I think Zeus would do well if he can give this Krieg to Boomich, take the worst weapon. Another one, this time from Fur, taking the place of Fallen. And you had the fake being deployed in terms of the smoke towards CT, but the timing does not work out for Na'Vi, so they're going to have more problems. That rifle needs to be rescued by Boomich. There we go, he's got the upgrade. So Zeus is probably going to die, unless, if they make a play towards the B bomb site, then maybe Zeus survives, but I don't know. I feel like MIBR have a lot to win in this round. And Na'Vi are playing the clock down. They don't have information towards either side. This is going to be a disaster. I can almost guarantee it. It's too late for insurance.
Yeah, this is not a good position to find yourself in. It starts to get very scary. And that smoke as well. It can be anything behind that in any position. 14 seconds, they're going to just rush this one and just try to make their best guesses as to where the CTs will be. Zeus rounding the corner. They're looking towards Taco now. Zeus, he's given his position away, but that's it. The bomb can't be planted. Oh dear. The foe will pick up the Mag 10 down Banana as well, looking to maybe find the remainder of Na'Vi. But they will be unsuccessful. That's the second time that's happened to Na'Vi, James.
Yeah. Again, as I often say, it's better it happens in round 2 than round 28. Not the best start. This might work out better. Actually, if it was the other way around, I think it would work out better for the T side if you win the force by lose the pistol. Just makes things weird for the CTs, but it's the other way around. So this is hugely beneficial to MIBR. They get working early. Zeus making a play towards second mid, perhaps. No, he's going even further than that. No, he's sweeping on the radar, as I could see, having a look through the window, seeing what's going on. In the meantime, there will be grenades in that banana position. 3 players here to challenge for MIBR, still holding. No rotation just yet. Taco and Zeus by the pit, and MIBR... I can't imagine that was supposed to go there, but it was... You don't really see that messed up, so I am curious as to what exactly is going on. That can't be on purpose. Maybe one player blocked the other and went the wrong way. Either way,
well, the route through CT, James,
could be the same, or maybe not, because indeed, Dan, looks like MIBR could be in some trouble.
This is really weird because the bomb is making its way towards the A site, and Flamey's just bodied 2 of the B players. There is a third, though. And look at this, the rotation in towards B, but the bomb is still in apps by itself. The bomb support is peeled away towards middle, where it's going to be isolated against 2 players. Electronic only has a Glock. What the hell is this? He still wins the battle against an MP9 and the long-range battle against an M4. What on God's earth is this round even about? For trying to make this look in some way logical, but he can't do anything towards B. And this has just fallen to pieces in the most surreal way.
Zeus didn't see it, but there was a chance for a 1v1 with Simple, who's carrying an MP9 and the bomb down mid, but the timing didn't work out for him. And he makes his way over towards the B bomb site, but there's nothing to be done. Very back and forth this start to Inferno.
That's kind of crazy. I was wondering, given when Zeus went for the peeks into Banana with his Krieg on the logs, it's obviously a really nice headshot angle, and the scope makes it even more easy to hit that shot. But he hurts so much in the way of utility thrown. It was a very good chance there's 3 players there. So I was wondering if Na'Vi would just run up mid. Boomich was edging forwards, and they ended up having 2 players in position to kind of do that. So it made it really weird. Good call from Na'Vi, good response to do that. And now it's forced by back again for MIBR.
For those of you in GoTV, my pick in this one is Electronic. Again, I've got to focus on Na'Vi. I think you could... I feel like Fallen's got to go nuclear on the CT side. Actually, I'm going to think about that more, but I'm going to say Electronic for now, and that's a good start on this anti-force buy. Again, there'll probably be force buys until one team wins a consecutive round, and I think it will be Na'Vi here and now. But I actually think it will be, on a map such as Inferno, I don't think that it'll necessarily, I mean, Fallen will definitely have a part to play if MIBR are to have any kind of showing, but it can't just be him.
Yeah, this is a great response. If they are to lose nobody, it does certainly create problems for MIBR. They'll MIBR will have to go for a save next round, and given the fact that Navi just won with 5 players alive, their money's going to be booming. So this is looking bad now, really bad for MIBR. They have to give it up. It's a terrible spot to find yourself in. And what do they go for? On this map, it's difficult to just, I guess on any map, of course, a full save is difficult, but we get a single flashbang for Zeus. So it looks like they may go for a play around the middle. You can see he's holding the flash on Arch. He's got 4 teammates towards top mid. So the flash play, that's what it's all about in this one for the MIBR team.
Apparently there's a huge special guest at the finals in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Maybe it's Oprah. I'm interested.
Maybe it's Exhibit. Is that the one that you always wanted to get in an event?
Exhibit? What, from, you mean like the rapper?
Yeah.
Exhibit? Are you thinking DMX, mate?
DMX, yeah. Well,
I don't know.
The flash play is going to actually work out to some degree. Look at the kills coming in, and they picked up rifles as well. That one flashbang, the Dream, and the Molotov picked up will deny Zeus at forward position, and Electronic's going to be with him as well. So the bomb is recoverable. And the problem is, though, do they go back to B afterwards? Has too much time passed? Do they have to reset things? It's a difficult scenario to be in.
Such a bizarre situation. I feel like this is the best match for Navi to have all these issues. A flurry of problems with these rounds. This is the best opponent to do them against. But how far are you going to hunt Electronic? 2 versus 2. Okay. I wondered if they're going to separate, but they are indeed going towards the A-bomb site. They may have the same problems they had last time. Previously, it was Taco on the balcony. This time, it's Fer on the balcony, but Lucas is in that library position with an off angle. So if they engage Fer first, the bomb is surely going to get taken out. It's all but guaranteed now. There it goes. Oh, no, he's jumped by accident. There's 8 seconds. He's got to take the kill. He's got to take the kill. No! Lucas, please!
Oh, God, you hate to see that. Oh, my God. The mouse bug. That's one of the worst spots I think I've seen it happen, Jay.
That is so brutally unlucky.
That's got to be one of the very worst spots for it I've ever seen.
That is the worst I've ever seen. Worst situation.
He wins the round if he gets that kill.
He wins the round,
round is done.
The perfect storm.
Oh, God. And that was such a needed round. I mean, they'll have a bye here, but... Oh, wow. Okay, well. Ooh, Electronics going to get himself a nice spray with the Kree through the smoke.
With one hand, it takes a second to chew on his nail. Sorry, Dan, I just had to mention that.
Fallen's doubling down, though. Oh, my. MIBR have 2 grenades left at 1:26 on the clock.
How do you let go of that previous round situation? I can't let go of it. Fallen, though, won't let go of the B bomb site. He does have Lucas for help. And Lucas, he's had a slow start to the game. He had 0 kills for a few rounds. And to have that when you could potentially clutch a very important round in a very unlikely situation, brutal.
Yeah, that is... It's really depressing. But, well, it is what it is. Smoke on the coffins. There's a couple of smokes left on Navi. As we mentioned, no grenades except 1 now on MIBR.
I feel like this is not the biggest fake in the world. The smoke towards construction. That said, they've still kept 2 MIBR players per site. Navi's approaches are very, very slow and considered. Now, we've got a smoke on CT. We've got a smoke on B, but will the rotation come in fast enough? Because look how slow Navi are. After offering that smoke towards the B bomb site, how long ago was that? It might still work out for them because Taco is kind of trapped in this position, and I don't know if Fallen can come fast enough. He's got no flashbang to help him, really. He's stuck on the other side of the smoking library. We've got Zeus making his way around. The bomb's about to get planted with 8 seconds on the clock. So, again, I just think the timing overall is interesting from Navi. They're going to win the round, and they've cleared out most of the players. Lucas is the last one standing, last one to fall. But I feel like if MIBR were more curious or had better timing towards the B bomb site, then there is something to be done there.
The way they're back into save territory, they'll have more than they did with that previous round where they almost won it. Where they had the single flashbang and 5 USPs. That was a really interesting round. So we'll see some Deagles out. We saw previously them causing issues for Navi with Deagles. The Deagles are dangerous, especially in the hands of Fur and Lucas and Fallen, and in particular. Utility advantage will be leveraged. Oh god, that's what I'm saying. There's Deags. Another chance for Fallen with that second shot, but he's taken down one.
There's rotation from MIBR towards that B bomb site. If they can get there in time, again, Na'Vi have been slow and methodical, but there are smoke grenades from MIBR. Na'Vi start to deploy, and there goes the smoke. Now, do they feel compelled to push through it after the issues they've had in previous rounds and a numbers advantage they just about have? Because they would be pushing into Deagles. Taco is here with another smoke grenade. The timing is not awful for Na'Vi. We can see Zeus has got a Zeus once again. I feel like he's just memeing with this at the moment. But anyway, Taco's got a smoke to deploy. He's going to have a quick look of the Deagle. He hasn't deployed it just yet, and it might come too late now. Lucas by the fountains. Taco has deployed the smoke grenade, but here is finally the push. Nice shot from Electronic, a very important one. Some spam from Taco, but now, surely now, Na'Vi have too much position.
Yeah, there's not really anything you can do here, but Taco makes it a little bit interesting for the moments. Some damage, additional damage, but 6-1 will be the score soon enough. So despite some of the craziness, some of the shenanigans, some of the potential for MIBR to have more rounds, they are stuck on one. And Na'Vi are looking really good in this first half now. Entered a very comfortable amount of rounds with the prospect for more. Of course, the 4-buy will come in for MIBR next round. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Fallen pick up an AWP and push apartments with the AWP. Something like that, you know, I feel like that's coming now for MIBR, just because obviously they'll have the money to get the AWP out, but they also need to try to take the initiative somehow and I think the AWP is one of the best ways to do it. And perhaps Fallen will be tasked with that.
Attack pause from MIBR. Man, again, just as you said, Dan, despite the score, it feels like a very back and forth game of Counter-Strike and just very ropey from Na'Vi on their T side. Again, when they have advantages, I feel like, I don't know if it's the utility usage isn't there, the mollies aren't there, but they just keep losing players. In fairness, sometimes you get shot by a Deagle and there's nothing you can do.
Indeed. Well, this is an interesting situation. So you see MIBR take the tactical timeout. They've decided to purchase 2 AWPs, and so when I was talking about AWP progression, you'd normally see less of that when there's 2 AWPs present, just because the 2 AWPs are really, it's just very strong to hold angles with those, and they are worse or they're less dynamic when you have to rotate the AWPs. Of course, the rifles have better mobility, so you don't want to have a spot where the first pick attempt goes badly, you lose the AWP, and now all of a sudden you got another AWP and 3 rifles. It's just less mobile. So this allows MIBR to play passively. You can see Fallen he'll make the AWP known towards B. And perhaps Na'Vi only think that there is one AWP. And perhaps they think going to A will mean that they'll be safe on certain angles in which they won't be. We'll see what Zeus can do with his.
Kriegmageddon. And they try to make their way towards the A-bomb side. Lucas opens the proceedings. That's a nice HE for Simple. Does 0 damage, of course. Deploying a lot of grenades. Somehow he's still alive and getting kills. He's baiting, and Na'Vi are retreating. They're falling back. The B-bomb site's been abandoned for the time being, but Na'Vi have lost all position, although it did seem a little suicidal. How Lucas is still alive, I don't know. Proving to be a diamond for MIBR. Simple's got a nice elevation, looking for Taco, who may peek from the top of the bike. It's nice if you are crouching on the bike. Stand up and you can see over the wall into the short position. He continues Simple. I don't know how deep you can peek from this balcony, but he's trying to find something and he's being given nothing. He spotted the barrel of the gun, but he can't do any damage with that. So MIBR have a good idea of the position that Na'Vi are in. Fur's gone back to the B bomb site with a passive angle. And Na'Vi continues to poke and prod. Electronics made inroads, taking Taco out again. Looking for a bomb plant now, but Lucas is on the site again. He was last seen in Graveyard. Disaster is going to strike for Na'Vi. Simple alone now. Haven't done enough damage. Might get peeked by Fer at the end. Does he see him? He just about does, but won't kill him at least. Simple comfortably moves forward, but there's finally another round for MIBR.
Yeah, it was a pretty critical hold from Lucas. Interestingly, I was surprised how well this hold went, because he gets his first kill. Because the AWP was taken out of the pictures. Normally you would have an AWP that would be towards Boiler or would be a bit more active, but Zeus couldn't really get into the action at all. So it was effectively all Lucas there. So again, Lucas, definitely a diamond, as you mentioned. He has been standing out in the best way so far for MIBR. He's definitely been a revelation for them. It's so good to see. But it's not, the job is not done, of course. Fallen looking for the shot in the smoke. Nothing given just yet, and Electronics actually crept past the angle. There's the flashbang. Electronics so close. Fallen's going to throw this nade. Will he get punished? Electronic, does he peek? Yes, he does, but the flashbang is there. So Banana's been gained. Na'Vi slow to work on apartments, but they'll have that too. Top mid is next in the default. And then after that, anything is a possibility for Na'Vi, B or A.
1 minute on the clock for Na'Vi to deny information. Electronic will keep the CTs honest towards the B bomb site where 2 lie in wait. At 50-second mark, MIBR still have 3 smoke grenades to play with, one of which has just been deployed towards the B bomb site, and Fallen can redeploy as necessary. Fer moving to Speedway as the smoke's coming towards the arch position. It's used with a flash through the smoke. All his angles have been taken away with his AWP. He's got another flash which could prove helpful for support. Looks towards the Speedway position, which Fer is also still dealing with. No challenge towards B as that last very late smoke grenade comes in from MIBR, so they start to creep. Zeus opens the proceedings. Na'Vi trying to force their way into the A bomb site. There's still a player on the site now. 14 seconds, and Lucas trying to stop the plant. That's the bomb on the floor. Someone's got to pick it up and plant it. Lucas just needs to stay alive, but he can't do it. He takes one in the face. 7 seconds, 6, 5. There's no time. Zeus, that's a beautiful play from him. There's no time to plant the bomb now. He forces the engagement. Flamey can't try to plant the bomb. He has to shoot Zeus, and with that, Zeus goes down on his sword to win the round for MIBR.
Nice kills though from Flamey. At the very least, he does extreme damage to the economy of MIBR. So despite winning that round, they're in a pretty sore spot due to the fact that there's plenty of cash on an RV. So they'll be keeping under pressure. And if they win this next round, that's going to be, it's really going to be rough because the loss bonus has been decreasing.
Can we just give Zeus credit for the instant understanding of the situation? Just running out like a wild man, like he's on bath salts. Like he's the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, hates his wife, and he's had quite enough. Just running out there with no care in the world to win the round for his team by timeout. Awesome stuff. He is the soldier. They'll name a street in his name.
Well, another default from Na'Vi. They've got banana control. They are getting banana control. They've taken apartments. And there's the response with the smoke in kind from MIBR. Well timed. The smoke drops just as MIBR would expect Na'Vi to go for the top mid take, so it just burns some more time. And a rotation comes in from Lucas, actually. One of the responses when you smoke that, when you expect the top mid's phase to come in, is that maybe Na'Vi just go for the hit onto the B bomb site. But that's not worked out here for MIBR. Na'Vi will take mid with 4 players, actually. Bomb in tow. Bomb's actually going towards apartments. So now we know that this is going to be a committed A play. It's coming.
Once again, MIBR have the same number of smoke grenades at this point. 1 deployed towards B, but they're still keeping 3 towards B. They've left Arch open, so MIBR are making hard reads in this round. That is a great smoke grenade on the balcony, but Taco could still be susceptible to a flashbang. And Molotov on a short position. They're forcing Na'Vi to move into a plan B, maybe. There were 3 players in the apartments. It's moved down to 2 now. There's the initial flashbang avoided, but the chain flashes. Taco will eat it, taken out immediately. Zeus to hold, but he can't get the multi-frag. And that is an open A bomb side, excuse me. A long rotation for the remaining players, should they choose to go for it. But I can't imagine that they will.
Yeah, that's a wrap for sure. And that's the gamble that MIBR took there, and it's, you know, it's difficult on Inferno. I think yesterday I kind of talked for a moment. We had a little bit of time to fill, and I was saying how I felt like Overpass is such a cool map because you get to have, you don't get as punished for the rotations because of how close the bomb sites are together. And one of the other things too is that, you know, in taking information plays, there's not as high of a risk to do so on overpass. On this map, you are limited, more limited in the options you can take for your information plays. So sometimes you just have to pick something and just kind of gamble it. And MIBR just picked B this time around, and that did not work out for them. Navi, 7-3 now on the T side. And again, if you are just joining us,
hello.
MIBR. They are. This is map 2.
My name is James.
This is the pick of Navi, and if MIBR lose this one, as they lost the first map, they will be out of the Berlin Major. So the stakes are quite high for these two teams. Same is said for Navi as well, but they've at least secured one map in the bag. But here we are into the next one, and it's looking quite similar, except Simple's bearing down on the banana position with that AWP. He's begging for someone to peek him.
Well, what he wasn't begging for was grenades to take almost half his health. He will reposition, but it's too late. The damage is done. A Molotov to force MIBR from their position. We'll see how curious they get. Fer does not like things like this, and it may not deter him for too long. Another molly goes towards the half wall. There's a pop flash, and Fer tries to assert his dominance, but this time he misses the spray. 4-round lead for Navi at the moment. That's another HE. Well-timed grenades from MIBR, despite having lost Fer and one of their 3 rifles in this round. Flamey gets taken out. So that's something from Fallen. All the way down mid, a cheeky peek from short, rotates towards Arch, but Navi seem to want to go towards B.
What a position from Lucas over the MP9, but he's going to go for the wide peaks there. That MP9 allows you to run pretty quickly while spraying, and it's fairly effective, but this time it just doesn't get the kills that are required. Is there a smoke? I was going to say.
Boomich messed it up, I think. Or no, it was a flash, never mind.
Oh, there we go. We've got the bomb site taken. Fallen's getting straight into construction, but he has Taco in GT, but they don't really have enough, I don't think, to go for this, given their economy. Maybe they want to hold on to it, but Fallen's lurking. He wants to do damage. He wants to get in there.
But look at the map. We've got 2 players who've rotated away expecting a save, so it's actually a 2 versus 2 unbeknownst to MIBR. However, not knowing that fact may delay them trying to defuse the bomb should they go for it, but I don't think they will commit that much. Though Fallen's in the site, there's Boomich. Oh, he's seen the barrel. Does he go for it now? Is there any cover? Taco can flash the pool. He could have flashed the pool, but it's too late now. Fallen, he just needs to focus on the damage. That would have been something. He could have, I mean, I don't know if he's really going to retreat from that position, but if he went for the defuse and Taco flashed pool, that would flash the players who are on banana. If the timing's right, then who the hell knows? But we will never know, because MIBR didn't win the round. They're broken, they got no money, and there's a 5-round lead for Navi. Yeah,
that's the thing. They have to, you know, Fallen is not expecting there to be 2 players rotating off the bomb site there. So simple open and close for Navi in this one. It's a little bit hairy for a moment there with the MP9, but ultimately comes down to this. 8-3, the Deagles are out and forced again. 3 smokes, 4 HEs, 3 Kevlars for MIBR, so it's very limited. We've seen the Deagles do great work though so far, but life is certainly hard for the Brazilian squad. Navi systematically, methodically taking over the map.
I like that all the Deagle shots down banana have not deterred Navi from going up on a round such as this. They've taken so many in the face from this position. But they've made it to the top this time. Here we go, flashbangs, good use of utility. Electronic need not engage further. Fer wants to fight to the death. Electronic may choose to avoid it for now. He'll pick up that AWP since he's low on HP. And Navi huddle together. Now they've got a Molotov, just the one. I'd like to see it more in this position, but I'm sure they used them to take banana in the first place. Zeus will fall to the Deagle, just about not actually, 4 HP. Just waited for the next one to land, but perhaps the shooting was too fast.
It's pretty cool from Zeus there, just making loads of noise in the smoke, just kind of making it look kind of obscure. It almost looks like he's just creating pressure or just trying to make it look like there's more players there than there is. So that's going to work out for Navi. And if you consider some of the rounds that were like this that they struggled with earlier in this half, it's good to see that they make it a decisive round. Very straightforward. And I think that, you know, going up banana, you're talking about it earlier, is pretty strong in these situations because it's very difficult for the CTs to deny you really quick positioning in front of the bomb site. And if they try to, then it can be difficult. They can be quite committed in their duels, whereas around the rest of the map, they have more positions to fall back to. And it requires more utility to deal with them. So this will work out for Navi. 9-3 now. It's starting to get a little bit scary. It's starting to get to that territory where you're wondering if Navi are going to get 12-3 half.
MIBR will be back on the bye for this round. They are at maximum loss bonus. They've won. All their rounds have been won by timeout. Every round MIBR has been
weird.
by timeout. That is very bizarre, isn't it?
This is a weird
Let's see if that stat is still true at half-time. Not too many rounds to go until we get to that point. Fallen will have the sole AWP for this round, M4A4s for the remainder of the squad. I do think the M4A4 to M4A1 ratio is about 90-10 at present. At least it was at the minors, I'm pretty sure. Someone had a statistic of the numbers and percentages of the weapons purchased.
Watch, if you're a fan of the Silence M4, watch Crazy's games. At least two of them, Esperanto being one of them, will buy those.
I force myself to use it sometimes.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I have it equipped at the moment.
Extra
Or no, I just went back to the M4A4 actually. I'm much better with the M4A4.
Oh dear, bye-bye Electronic, he's been toasted. The barbecue has been had, the Brazilian barbecue down banana, and Electronic will fall victim. This is not a bad start from MIBR. They got some banana control. I don't know if we've seen this really at all. So, Navi, do they challenge this banana control? That's the question. Ferro's got a close position, another deep smoke. Oh, good nade. That's going to chunk Fer down to 69 points of health. Now Navi will redirect their attention towards top middle, but there's a smoke down there as well. So Navi has some decisions to make. Do they retake banana or do they go for top mids? If they take top mids, they could maybe guess there's 4 players there already. It's hard to know which one to go for.
You know, Death from Complexity. He should name one of his weapons Chunks of Death. That would be genius, wouldn't it? Navi clearing the early parts of banana, but they surely won't expect Fer to be in front of the half wall. And there's some cover for Lucas, but again, that spray down at long range doesn't quite work out for MIBR. And once again, the B-bomb site has been lost. Fallen has an angle, and they won't last very long. Can, of course, shoot through the smoke. He's got no flashes to delay things, but he will creep and perhaps try to catch somebody off guard. Maybe he'll go for a shot through the coffins. Now, Taco hasn't rotated. He's still towards the A-bomb site. And here comes the bomb. He won't get sound cues for a second, but 20 seconds on the clock. Taco could be ruinous once again. He's just been in the site this entire time, and it's going to have to be a race car play, waiting for the footsteps. Do they go onto the bomb site with the bomb in hand? There's a bomb carrier, but he can't get the transfer. The second kill would have been key. The bomb will get planted for Navi.
Still a chance to use on that AWP, but not for too much longer. It's Simple with the AK looking to find the 2 players, the 2 heads. There's one! Great shot! 1 bullet is all that's needed. The flick's not there in time. Zeus creeps forward, and Simple does not see that off angle coming. Zeus, the coach, standing in, will save the day and eke out 1 extra round for MIBR to make this one look not quite as bad, but it's still a rough half, but at least that's something.
Simple, you nasty. That one tap was glorious. But it's a round that's not by timeout for MIBR. So those statistics have been broken. That was fun while it lasted.
Was it?
It was fun for me. It was fun for me. We find very strange things engaging, Dan, such as broccoli. You're very stimulated by broccoli mentally, let's say, just to clarify. I mean, I don't know if it's more than that, but anyway. That's well more than enough of that. Zeus back on the auto shotgun. 2 rounds remain in his first half. Zeus with full grenades. Zeus with the Zeus as well. He's definitely memeing. I'm saying it now, he's memeing. He's got a kit. Lucas also has a kit. Fallen doesn't have much of anything because he's dead. Titan Boiler. Close range engagement, not quite working out for him. We know that Otto likes those angles as well, but on this occasion, doesn't work for Fallen. And there is the weapon disposal service.
Big flash. Nothing close for Electronic to abuse this time. And Fer. Oh my god. There's a Krieg for you. The Kriegs are very good at peaks like that. Now there's problems for MIBR. Look at this position. Look at the pressure. Oh my god. And the bomb can go anywhere. So they're going to fake B with this. And it's going to be a very convincing fake because they get the kill. Now the bomb's gone towards top mid, and that's where Taco is, the last man standing. A 1v1 against the bomb, but no, denied by the smoke. And do they just take the bomb towards B now? Of course, but they know that that's completely clear. It's not taking any chances. And Taco will hold on to his M4. So it looks like a 10th round in store for Navi on this T side. This is very dangerous for MIBR because at best now they can get 5 rounds on the CT side of Inferno. Not very comfortable, honestly.
Navi need to protect that AWP that was thrown off the balcony. That's one way to do it. Elimination. 10 rounds for Navi to the 4 of MIBR. And indeed, 4 rounds on a CT side absolutely sucks. There's 1 round in it. 1 round in them, potentially. We'll see if Navi will allow that. In the meantime, actually, G2 and Avangard, it is 5 rounds on the CT side for G2 and 9 for Avangard, who are on map down at the moment, just to keep you updated on what's going on elsewhere. Happy days for Flamey. He's lost a lot of weight, man.
Yeah, he's done the weight loss tank.
Respect. He's got a bloody nice car as well.
Well, we've got the play coming into mid for Navi, and Simple will be beyond that smoke. And you'll see nothing. It's a lie. It's a lie. And normally you would expect CT aggression with a smoke like that, but there's no one. What does that tell them, at least? Does it tell them that MIBR are trying to buy time towards B, perhaps? That could be the case. That could be the reason why that's been faked there. And Navi will pressure towards A, and again, last round of the first half, MIBR, they need this one. But the numbers of Navi are quite intimidating, but not too much for Taco, it seems. He picks up 1 with the MP9, falls back. Doesn't go for the pickup, doesn't know what's around the corner of the rifle, that is.
It's you spotting towards Archer, try some area control with the incendiary. Fallen though, he's coming in from the back, man. Simple's looking for it, but it's double peak with Fur in the hole as well. And there's an isolation now. There's action all over the place. This smoke, there's going to be some variant for one of these teams. Are they blocking each other? I'm not sure. It seems that Electronic has realized, why am I still in the smoke? Because Fur, that's why. And in a very unusual exchange, Navi will go through the smoke, collect the bomb, and make their way towards the bomb site, while MIBR are all on A. They've
actually just outmaneuvered MIBR. This makes absolutely no sense. Well, the smoke's gone down on CT, and now suddenly things look a little bit better for Navi. 1 flashbang is all that's left for MIBR. They do have 1 extra man, though, so maybe that will make the difference. Taco's really far away. He's the player coming up Banana. He's the flank. He'll be in a 1 versus 1 against the Krieg of Zeus. That'll be a tough one. The Shadow offered up to Flamey, 19 HP, but Electronic there to help him out, and that's everybody dead. Now down to Fur with the flashbang as he pushes forwards. A UMP and a bullet in the brain, courtesy of Electronic. And it will be 11-4 at the end of the first half here for Navi in map 2.
Electronic 24-6, and Flamey's not too far behind. Will those scores increase? We'll find out in a few minutes. See you soon.
It's been a rough road for MIBR, and perhaps Na'Vi will put them out of their misery soon. MIBR with everything against them. They were mapped down in this elimination match here at the StarLadder Berlin Major in 2019, and Na'Vi, they are looking in good spirits, and why wouldn't they be? Flamey's 18 for 6, Electronic is 20 for 6, and they are on the CT side now of Inferno, 11-4 up. It couldn't really be better for them.
Let's see what MIBR have in store for Na'Vi, who've got 4 players, 3 of which are running down the mid position. Electronic's gone past the bench. He can flank Fallen. He's got his teammate Boomich there as well, so that's Banana taken care of. The bomb's on the floor by the stairs in that second mid position. Zeus doing what he can. It's just Zeus and Taco. We've got a fadeaway flashbang, but they've lost area control. They've lost the bomb. They've lost all hope of taking the pistol. Another one in the bag for Na'Vi. 3 times the score of their opponent.
They've won 4 pistols now, James. I think every pistol they've looked pretty dominant. Like it's been a pretty clear and crushing victory for Na'Vi.
You know what's better than winning 4 pistols?
Winning the series?
Winning 5 pistols.
Oh. Ice cream?
Fitz pistachio gelato. MIBR have gone for the force buy. They're all in. They've had quite enough of this nonsense from Na'Vi, and they look to impose their will, although they are lesser equipped. They are the underdog. They've got the slingshot with the stone in. They're looking to break the glass windows. But maybe they're reinforced.
Fallen with the creep, looking for the jiggles. Boomich and Simple here. Resmoke. Will they go beyond it? No, they'll go behind it. Denied entry. They'll find another way in. Oops. I don't think Taco meant to fall off there. A slow one for MIBR. They get to sit in their desperation. Ruminates. And the rotation towards Banana comes in for them, and there is a Flamey there and a Zeus, both of which have been playing quite well. Okay, now MIBR going back again, so it's a tour around the world.
Yes. Feels like a lot of guesswork. Maybe they're reading that there's a stack on B since there isn't a challenge on Banana. But it's all guesswork. Although, there's no need for a stack really from Na'Vi, because they have all the advantage. A smoke to create some space, and that is the bomb on the high ground. That will not be recovered, it seems. Fur is going to get 1 kill, so there's some damage done by MIBR. They get something out of it, but with a force buy, you have to want more than that. Na'Vi 3 rounds away from victory, MIBR 3 rounds away from elimination.
Yeah, I was wondering, with that approach from MIBR, I think it was kind of cool actually, because I think the idea is that if you obviously you're blocked out by smokes and so on. So by walking backwards and forwards, if the other team is pushing something, you will probably catch them pushing something, and you'll catch them as 5. And you're also at the same time delaying the round, in which doing economic damage in terms of them using utilities. So maybe that's part of the way that works. That would make sense to me. Zeus goes forwards with the Deagle here. Some contest for this Banana position, but the contest is obviously a mismatch. You got the heavyweight versus the featherweight here. Na'Vi so equipped. Nice shot from Taco, landing a punch, as will Fallen. So doing some damage, but the damage needs to be extended here because they are still under-equipped. They've got no Kevlar and no nades, and they need to find a way to plant this bomb on A.
The Deagles have given them options, opportunities. No one's in the pit. That is crucial. But Electronic says, I see you. The HE towards the balcony in case of any support. Fallen now in the reds. Fallen's now dead. Taco left to do what he can. He's looking for a rotation. He may not get round his corner. Zeus will deny him with the French gun. And Na'Vi move to 14. The money now is here for MIBR, so it is buy time. But they need a lot of rounds in a row if they are to survive this test from Na'Vi.
Zeus's story is so interesting, isn't it? If you look at like
Zeus?
The Zeus of Na'Vi, the one that was just on the screen, the fact that he goes from playing with Na'Vi in CS:GO, obviously he comes from the 1.6 era. He's one of the oldest players in the game, and he gets kind of ejected out of Na'Vi, and then he makes this tweet saying he's going to win a major, takes Gambit into a major win, gets back onto Na'Vi to lead this team. It's an interesting history he's had.
That pay rise.
Ooh,
okay.
Nice shot.
That was very satisfying. Double Molotovs to control the banana position. There will be no response from MIBR, it seems. We've got frags left and right for Navi. And there's another one from Boomich with the AWP. Who was expecting that? Looking real comfortable at the moment. Rings the bell, though, of Zeus, and there's a follow-up for Flamey. That was a complete dismantling of MIBR in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was too fast to even register. However, they've got to do that again 11 more times to get overtime, to then reset the situation, to have a chance to stay alive in this major.
Navi won the round, Dan.
Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, my God.
I didn't even see anything.
It's good to see Boomich showing his versatility there.
Yeah, I like it because it gives
some brain lag over here.
I like it because it gives Simple the freedom to, you know, if you're just feeling the rifle sometimes, then depending on position, of course, Boomich can pick it up. You don't have to saddle Simple with something that he doesn't always want to have necessarily. Not that I know that.
Especially if, you know, the purpose of Boomich with his AWP is just to play some passive spots mostly. Obviously, we've seen some mid peaks there, but that's because they know that there's no open play on the side of MIBR. Look at the desperation here. The really, really mixed buy from MIBR. Not ideal in any sense, lacking the utility.
Fallen has $800 in the hole, and Lucas has $650. I don't know if they started the round with all the utility they could. I'm going to assume that they did. That's what I'm going to assume, Dan.
Okay. Ooh, what a flashbang, but there's one around the corner to Simple spot that. Oh, he's
3.
so exposed. There's the trade. Forgets it. But Zeus is here to cover, and he's going to do some good damage, and, well, he's got help as well. 16-4, and that's it. MIBR have been eliminated by Navi. Navi will keep themselves alive in this major as they go 2-2. But it's not over yet for Navi. The journey is still going to be an arduous one.
Yeah, there are no surprises there whatsoever. A comfortable win, as it should be. MIBR didn't come into this in the, you know, Cold Zero didn't want to be on a team anymore. They could have played with him, but they chose not to. Let's focus on the future. And I don't know, we saw some heated conversations with the Brazilian sides because they essentially became two sides of an argument, I think, at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
It's weird. Like, you have, if you look at the Ents scenario, they have an outgoing player who's playing for them, but they've 3-0'd and they made it through. But it's one thing to say, oh yeah, we don't want to, you know, spend time playing with a player that we're not going to have on our team. We're not going to have Zeus on the team either. So for me, you know, on paper, like, we don't know what's going on inside, but I feel like you can still play with Cold. But if there's animosity, then fair enough, you can't. You don't want to have that environment if you can avoid it. So fair enough, you can't really judge them for any of this, and everything is as it should be.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, Navi, they showed a decent level here. They also didn't have to extend themselves too much on this series in terms, like, and I think that's also Navi, right? Navi, they perform the best when the emotions are high. We've seen that quotation. I think it was from Simple, and when we've been present in the studio next to them commentating, like in the E-League studio, and we get to look over to Navi. When we see them at their best, indeed, the emotions on the team are at their most intense. So we look forward to seeing, I think, more, you know, from this team. I think, for me, I've been interested, and it's been very cool to watch Boomich play. It's been good to see the form of Zeus. I think from Electronic, we got what we expected, what we needed to see. I mean, I think really it's just Simple that we saw a slow start for, ultimately.
Yeah, the only victory for MIBR coming versus NIP, and you have to wonder what that says for the current situation for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Things are very crazy, although they are also playing with a stand-in, essentially. There's going to be a lot of change after this major, that's for sure. Yep. So MIBR join the 3 in the lost column squad, and they make their exit. Time to head to the airport and focus on the future for them. Again, tomorrow will be very different to today for the likes of MIBR. And here are the matches which are still to come. G2 and Avantgarde currently on Inferno on the mainstream. 10-8 in favor of Avantgarde, trying to claw things back to take it to a third map. And here are the remainder of the matches to come as well. FaZe Clan versus Renegades will be the next match on this stream. And then Team Liquid versus North will be much later on.
Yeah, really interesting spots there. You know, North are a team which are very dangerous against, you know, Team Liquid. That could be. There is a world where they do win a best of 3 against Team Liquid, but we don't see that peak very often at all from North. That would be required to do that against Team Liquid. However, it is possible, given that Team Liquid did struggle a little bit against the Vanguard, even though Vanguard did have over performances.
Absolutely. It's time for a break. It may be a long one before the next match, but there will be a clock on the screen, so keep an eye on that. We will see you for match number 2 Wannabe stream a little later on.